Kazakhstan from above.
The land of forests and purest water reservoirs. Fragrant herbs and flowers. Northern Kazakhstan is a magnificence of nature and riot of colors. The region lies to the south of the West Siberian lowland. The territory is located within the forest steppe vegetation with islets of birches, willows, and aspens. The North Kazakhstan region occupies only 3.6% of the territory of Kazakhstan. But despite this, it is incredibly beautiful and rich in natural resources. Amazing land of wild nature. Hundreds of lakes like precious stones settled among green wide open spaces. There are more than 2,000 of them here. From small reservoirs to the lakes well known throughout the country, and different in composition, fresh and salty. Many of the lakes are known for their healing waters, with a high content of mineral salts and microelements, as well as mud cure resorts. The North Kazakhstan region is in the second place in the country in terms of the woodlands number. It's the only place where the landscape is replaced by another one, swiftly and quickly. The nature of this place is very colorful and rich. The pine forest peacefully neighbors with the birch grove, and aspen forest outliers merge with widely spreaded steppe. This natural area has quite favorable conditions for life-sustaining activity. The existence of different ecosystems determines the diversity of animal species. There are up to 160 species of mammals and about 200 species of birds. Over the past few years, there has been a sharp tendency towards a decrease in the number of Siberian roe deer in the North Kazakhstan region. Although 20 years ago it was a massive species with a fairly stable number. It's all the fault of the fact that they are the object of commercial and sport hunting. These noble animals traditionally live in the forest zones of Kazakhstan. Nature has endowed them with incredible grace, fragility, and caution. To date, the authorities strive to create the most comfortable conditions for expanding the range of these cloven-hoofed mammals. Currently, there is a sustained tendency towards the revival of horse breeding in the region. The number of horses in the Republic has exceeded 1.5 million. At the same time, 80% of the livestock makes up droving horse breeding, which has been used since ancient times by the Kazakhs in horse breeding. Excavations at the Botai settlement in the North Kazakhstan region have proven that this was the place when 6,000 years ago the human being domesticized the horse for the first time. The fragments found as a result of the excavations indicate that a horse was already present in the daily life of the Botai people as a domestic animal. Horse breeding in Kazakhstan is one of the high-growth livestock sector. The North Kazakhstan region with its water reservoirs is an excellent option to have a rest from the hustle and bustle of the city. Contact with the wild nature life makes it possible to weight your soul off the burden of the modern life pace. Dozens of bird species nest on the shores of water reservoirs, flying here for wintering. The scale of bird migration across the territory of Kazakhstan is grandiose. More than 500 species of birds are found in the vast expanses of the country. It is especially interesting to watch the swans. Snow-white beauties move on the water as if dancing, charming of their grace. They are not particularly afraid of people, and watching them is a kind of a documentary film. The lakes attract tourists with the opportunity to enjoy the peace and quiet, clean air and fishing. Delving into the natural habitat of the surrounding nature will fill the body with strength and the mind with the peace. A unique architectural complex of Karasay and Agentay Batyrs, the famous fighters for Kazakh Khanate independence, is built in the lands of northern Kazakhstan. The mausoleum is made in the form of two combat helmets, between which there is a mosque that unites them symbolically. The crossed spears of ancient warriors are also installed here. The height of the memorial reaches 16 meters, the mosque 12 meters. The design is made in such a way as to characterize the ancient Turkic traditions of the Khans. The main axis of the complex is oriented towards Mecca, where the mihrab of the mosque is directed. The mausoleum is included in the list of sacred places of the region. It has no analogues in the country. The object has long been a place of pilgrimage for thousands of people. The Imantau Shalkar natural zone can rightfully be called one of the most picturesque and unique corners of the North Kazakhstan region. It has a variety of archaeological and tourist resources. The Imantau mountain rock massif, with the top mark of 661 meters above sea level, is surrounded by coniferous and birch forests. The Imantau is translated from the Kazakh language as Holy Mountains. There is a same-named lake located at its bottom, the length of which is over 13 kilometers and almost 5 kilometers in wide. An unusual heart-shaped island is located in the center of Imantau Lake. The water of the lake is fresh. It is possible to swim and fish here. An untouched place of nature attracts with an abundance of amazing beauty. The North Kazakhstan region is one of the main granaries of the Republic. The basis of the local economy is wheat cultivation. Occupying only 4% of the country's agricultural land, the farmers harvest here more than a quarter of all grain in Kazakhstan. The natural conditions of the region are favorable for high yields. The soil in the region is fertile, containing a high amount of humus. It is worth noting that the area of current Petropavlovsk location was called Lukamorye on old maps. Today, this lovely city is an important industrial and cultural administrative center. The leader in milk production, one of the first in the production of butter. The region makes a significant contribution to the extraction of minerals and engineering products. One of the sightseeing attractions of Petropavlovsk is the residence of Ablai Khan Museum Complex. Ablai Khan, the ruler honored by the Kazakhs, united all nomadic tribes into a single state. Here, in the headquarters, the head of the Kazakh Khanate settled domestic issues, litigations, and established relationships with neighboring Russia. Another historical site is the Eternal Flame, memorial of military glory of the Great Patriotic War. Petropavlovsk is a green and small city. It has no skyscrapers and traffic jams while the city is building up at a quick rate. It changes, becomes more modern, but still remains a city with a soul. The territory of the region includes the part of Kokshetau Mountains. The same name national park is founded here. It protects unique natural complexes and facilities. The Kokshetau Reserve is the land of light blue lakes and dark blue mountains. Borovskoye is a real oasis in the middle of the boundless steppe. This place is proudly called Kazakhstan, Switzerland. This amazingly beautiful area is located on the territory of the Burabay Park. The zone of pristine nature, clean air and lakes, picturesque mountain peaks, and coniferous forests. There are 14 large lakes here. The most famous are Borovskoye, Щучье, Большое Чебачье, Koterkol lakes. From a bird's eye view, you can see the impressive scale of the unique landscapes. This lovely land is especially beautiful in winter. Snow-capped peaks and lakes covered with silver ice show the territory of the national park in wonderful colors of winter landscapes. The ancient Roman philosopher Cicero said it precisely that there is nothing more intensive than the nature. With the development of infrastructure, Borovskoye is increasingly attracting the attention of tourists. One of the most picturesque resorts in Kazakhstan is visited by over 1.5 million tourists. The descents and ascents of the Serpentine Road that runs through the pine forest lead you to a magnificent and breathtaking view, taking you to the amazing places of Borovskoye. A special feature of the resort is its medical and recreational conditions. This region is famous for healing mud, mineral water, and clean air. saturated with the aromas of coniferous forest, steppe grasses and flowers. There are numerous health resorts at Borovoye guests' disposal. The main attraction, a 42-meter Ferris wheel, will give an opportunity to see the most beautiful landscapes of the resort area. Water activities will help you to enjoy the outdoor recreation. The lovers of active and useful amusements will find something to do here. Fishing for the soul and water sports for health. One of the sacred areas of the reserve is the Ablai Khan Glade. This place has long been recognized as sacred by the people. According to the legends, this is the place of location of the headquarters of this outstanding statesman who united all three Juzes. The half-century era of the Khan's reign is popularly known as the Golden Age of Ablai. The coniferous forest and clean air of the Shchuchinsk-Borovoye resort area provide favorable conditions for athletes' training. There is a stunning sports complex here, as well as the new ski jump built at an altitude of 400 meters above sea level. The sports facility is unique as it operates all year round. There is no need to wait for winter and snow. Skiers can land on a special artificial turf. One of the sightseeing attractions of the zone is the Blue Bay on Borovoye Lake. Fantastic mountains are considered to be the treasure of this area. They are relatively low but very beautiful and interesting. Almost each of them has a special shape and resembles some kind of figure. The Jumbaktas rock rises from the waters of the bay. If you look at the rock from different angles, you can see the face of a girl with flowing hair. One more famous rock is occupies, with an elephant-like peak. The Kokshetau mountain, 947 meters high above sea level, is called Borovoye's stock in trade. Only the bravest ones managed to climb the peak of the Blue Mountain, or as the locals call it, Sinyuha Mountain. It all due to the fact that the top seems to be blue under the clouds. A magnificent panorama of the forest and the scattering of the lakes open from above. Birch and pine groves, picturesque landscapes, mountain ranges, peace, pristine nature and harmony. All this makes the northern Kazakhstan lovely. This is a land of unimaginable beauty, picturesque sights of nature. majestic peaks, and historical heritage that survived through the centuries.